Ahabo Michael Jackson feel we be okay. Wait, Ashon brothers, anyewo. One more time, party. Let's go. Shout outs to you, man. Grace. You might find it all your time. Boy, you're juba. That's right. What about you know in the next 30 seconds? What about you know? Jenna.
We go party. Party with the rhythm of the music. Charlie, make we party.
Oh, finding you like your shwami. You like your shwami. Bam 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 bam. Call like you go show like him no bani mo kwaba. Nakai. Haba. Shout outs to you, Osuyo Papa. Welcome. Hello, Monroe. See my find a baby way your job. Haba.
The sound of the birds as they singing. Hello, Africa. Let's celebrate, yeah. Let's celebrate. We dance in the morning, in the evening. Amazing people from Africa, yeah. We dance in the morning, in the evening. Amazing people from Africa. Everybody, let's go. We go party. Party with the rhythm of the party with the rhythm.
All right. Chamega jeme. Min danye fancy. Ake wasa obakbe be eko. Thank you guys so much. O fine you wala don class captain Bebo Joona. O fine. Jani Femo Okiya Mokoni. What trale bam at 6:27 ye be hopefully by 7:27 7:30 we'll be out of here. Beke shows no catch beke le boli weekends le ga watabia shike jina again le sani wo feel ya koni wag me now only chemega nyeme leke GS AI tools any introduce when it comes to language education, Ghana. The way no fair no te it reinforce none we've always known. You see, sometimes what you want to be come back akashi to me come it's more of an abstract. Kehame. You understand what I'm saying? Ni bi kome tumoneke it make or some of the things that what you are into a reality. No mofe moni intawo ni ena ni enu shishi na kai ni ena le boni wonale ni enu shishi boni wonu shishi ena another example as to why ni dane waka wana awochomi ni wombolo ni wonwe ake mana chole Ghana we've become an afterthought when it comes to policy making in almost every sector. It appears ake ke onukpa itashi ni apano ko here amehani wana wali ake wo be pie asusu boy ni beja wo bolodan dan ame ba aka yake oh me come bi na suma Ga-Dangme bi come bi ame wo oh that be sanishwe. You understand what I'm saying? And that should not be the case. For heaven's sake, to Moboni, what you heard the last time and we were discussing the show, almost every single institution, yeah, was on. Every single institution. That is one of the blessings ni wana ke oba chele na kai for hosting the capital. You understand what I'm saying? But clearly, if you're to mo na kai no a matter in yole ole no ne matter. Yen if you're to mo a matter. Because look, there is this belief ake the capital does not belong to anybody. Because it's a capital, then it's for everybody ni Ghana and Jodi. Ni na can believe ni me yo wana ye the way ni Ghana fio ni bi keji e balake esani ayose meni ameshikpo ni capital host. You understand what I'm saying? This idea to moboni onani me pi yo Accra belongs to everybody because Accra is the capital. And you know one funny thing that they say once again, I'm na Accra tomo, like I said, in short na BBO. You understand what I'm saying? Ga-Dangme shipon, na Ga-Dangme shipon in short na BBO, the big market centers, the airport, the Tema Harbor, and all of that. No pejino na amena. Because most of the time, you are Military producer as a region. We don't produce anything. Any other region say producer no say no more like a developer. Man. You understand what I'm saying? Once again, another ignorant nibi ni me come you. Na mun kan fa no de na mo ye enye cocoa nu and ye gold nu na kan pe. That's all they know. That nothing comes out of our region. No go je wa region me eba ni amame ni bi na me fio no jino ni akekọ once again because come in our region amenale Mokola Tema Station Airport Circle. You understand what I'm saying? Na kan peji no ni amenale. So I feel like be what can no go war Ghana mi. No ni what can no go war Ghana mi. Ni ame. Jimeni the flash and be nekola me feel I'm a man here. No eko na akekọ man. Then it belongs to them as well. We cannot claim ownership to Washington GN. Can be ni ya no Washington GN. We shouldn't even have a say. We shouldn't. You see, these people sometimes they even have the audacity to even challenge us. Kaji wonfe wakusumi. Once again, because Accra belongs to everybody because it is the capital. Ni no go eje Accra. No ni no go eje Accra. Na ka shika jiye jo dra min ke ni bi e ke ba yi wo benu e be ama they have some sort of ownership. You understand what I'm saying? And like I said, nakano a cut through no fe no ni na na afio e Ghana mi. Now, it's unfathomable. It's unfathomable. Ake oba introduce Noko Tamoneke where ni odwe shipon ni body enche bo office po ma body enche umpo odwe. It didn't even cross your mind. Now let's talk about education once again. No, you see, this whole thing, look. To mobile warfare where you are down, it's a concerted effort to make sure I what I say. Ni what you say, ni what you shishie. Ike na kan pepe. Ke what feeling ake. You know what? Can a fair wake when exaggerate allow one fair no coachon. That's just a fact. Ni every now and then, but ni what feel you see, I mean, maybe come improve or what. Look, okay, forget about the fact she ni be a po officer po denche education ministry lenche mamoko shikpono. When it comes to language education, first language na ke jiga. Language na ke jiga. Yeah, Ghana. So if you tell language ko na akeje I mean ka ato yuemo na boin chomo yesuku na ya nie gajino na akeje sisi gabojinjino ni aboin ma first dan ya boin bojin konklome ma ya yuemo konklomi ni oba oba introduce noko yesuku ya mi no ye pa yuemo ni akaboy ni chomo first yemo na boy wojin ma ye min kenkle then a boy wojin konklo men ma Ga education birthed the education of every other language. Ga kenkle a translate Bible like bani. Ga kenkle ka ma kunta inke chofanye benye na mini de be na jele chofanye. Look at the research nefio. And math in Ga na published way back. Na chon math ye gami. So forget the market shikpo wa noni. Ni just what based solely on education. How do you not consider when it comes to education, when it comes to wolongma, ni eji no kenkle na boy ne keni BFF mi femo ye dan ni akwano ni akechake tekete yuemo jinkonklo mi na ke boy ma ni chomo ni oye ba pa no. Great question, class captain. No be o ni oye ba pa no ni beja esani wa ba bolo dan ni no fenu ni ko gama ekwe beja wo ba bolo dan beja wo yue dan shout out to you atalk pa mpo fa ne boy ojuba beja wo ba yue dan beja wo ba bolo dan. And you know what, if that is what is going to take then we should continue to do it. Marabeta, yes, maybe to answer your question, maybe many they sat aloof. They just went with the flow. That's what I'm saying. Maybe many they sat aloof. They just went with the flow. They didn't say anything. So if it's going to take us screaming on tops of our lungs, on top of our lungs, then we have to. That is why the advocacy ni bietene biane o nani jepo ye gang community ye gang Ga-Dangme community ye it should not stop. Because kaji wa fedi to mo beni many to mo boni many nye wa yi ame fedi then no go club then wa bayale na kaino. So we need to talk, we need to scream, we need to shout get on top of the buildings and just scream. If that is what is going to take, where ni wakafe afterthought when it comes to policy formation, implementation in all the areas of governance, then we have to. Because clearly we've sat down quietly for far too long. Oh, ni gamele ka fa me da ni ka me bluff you no ba me back pa. This time around, they could go in blow me sa ni work pa. Ke wo boy blow mo. Ye no fe no ye ke wo boy blow mo sa ni work pa. Ni look, the overcame issue ke anyone na wale yake. Yes. Agenda is real. Shimon ke wo bola ba nu wagbe. No ka me nta wo ye second wo ba blow mo wo ye nsure na. Heck, wo yue mo lenche ke wo yue lenche wo ke wo ye blow mo. And we have to continue. Esani wakpa. Look, Jane keji boni esane yale. But clearly, keji wa yale na kanye. Be waba continue waba remain afterthought. Aba fe na kanson. Aba fe na kanson. So maybe esane wa bolo aun. Boni afe ni ka me kanshi ni no go back upo den. Ame ba nu work be ame to ya ni. You understand what I'm saying? It's unbelievable. And it's sad. Once again, for all that we've done for money at all Ghana, I'm a cheme. No, I feel Ghana man at all. I'm a cheme posumo na me fitai. I'm a cheme po. I'm a sumo na me fitai. They didn't even want to be part of what you and I know as Ghana. She ame mo me ba wo ma afin na me tele. What politicians say, "Man, better." The least said about them, the better. The better. Niole, what politicians say, but surely, Ga-Dangme be only your these institutions say, look. Sometimes I wonder, me say, "No, me you're me," because trust me, you see, all these institutions are caught there. Yeah, top hierarchy, New York, Ga-Dangme be me. Sometimes say, wonder. Yeah, I mean, look, Marabeta, I guarantee you, many metashi ni atusu nege yuemu etene ni wabolo dan ye ba shene clearly blow money wabolo lenche chake mo go back. Don't let anybody deceive you. 3 languages say will go on na kind of with the piloting. Agbena I go live there. Go live for the entire Ghana. Ghana. Then it was no baba. Because I didn't hear the minister say okay will be part of the piloting. I didn't hear him say that. I didn't hear him. I didn't hear him say that. Now, once again, the idea, I'm a J. Once again, when it comes to language education, the very first language, na decision. Jiga, no walk, you no fair, no car, you languages, and as an gaffy. Back to what I was saying earlier. Look, all of these institutions, though, they are part of decision making. Ga-Dangme be ye jeme. So that boy, I use one. I'm a tashi na mena. The other people that me few onibi na make a few onibi na make a few onibi na make a few onibi. I mean na agenda koni. I'm a nickba. Me da get Ga-Dangme be na make. I'm a pushing no client. I mean na. It's a shame. It's a shame. So clearly, Minister Boni Amoni Nakai no Jiboni Ayale. No go chakego. Language is ete na ba pilot no ba pilot. Ka agbena na agbele mi nfe agana na Ga-Dangme ba fitai. So no go chakego. No go chakego. Ninka Ministry of Education, I guarantee you. She can know can ba beti, nka bo ba beti. Many metashi now decide on the 3 languages ne. Ga-Dangme form be yemi. Just like our politicians. Ga-Dangme form be ame yemi. Ga-Dangme form be yemi. She Jame Sunny. Jame Sunny. Ni Eyamamo. Can you imagine? In Kayuemo Kenkle ni Aquano. Na kangma wojinya yuemo konkloma no. Keji a fe no kone call yuemo ye kwe. Ni hi pa na kan yuemo no. The mother of all language education in Ghana. I'm talking about formal education, language-wise. He fake pano. He pano. Ne sani wabolo. Ni wa yue. Unbelievable. And these people feel, come on, I'm a joiner, I'm a joiner, I'm a bagan, I can't know. Ni was an egba. They don't care. I'm a banana, I'm a banana, I'm banana, I'm a machine, I'm a bee, yan, I'm a no funeral, I'm a no funeral, I'm a shelly, I'm a few no funeral, and still was an egba. No one a film in a where ni game ye hey na me yo ne hey na sani game ye jeme. And yet obyo yake okpono ye na me ta me je se na mu ni ameke ba hia. Because what na say na mo ko yi, what na seriously, what na say na mo po. Policy formation and implementation. It's like we've always become an afterthought. No ko baba eke wo ba bolo eke amo bibioko ga ke twawo na abu. Ke no ko ba eke wo ba bolo ka amo bibioko ga ke twawo na abu. Ke no ko ba eke wo ba bolo eke amo bibioko ga ke twawo na abu. It's unbelievable. Ni feno na a follow agenda. A follow agenda. Agenda ni me kome jesishie a follow na kan agenda. Na kan agenda ne kole blame bi etashi na me we. She wa you know ne esa ni wacha wo fio no ni blame bi efe esa ni wacha no na kan. Esa ni wo bomode ni chake mo aba. Ni chala no meji gbete ne nna ni wa yue nkruma sane ne nna ni twa video abo make we eba release another letter. You see, it's like no fenu na feel a factor wo in aju wo shikonji keke aklo wo ni bi keke afe no ko ha wo. I mean, it's unbelievable. Ni wano wa feel wo. Look, what I feel show no go differently. What I feel no go show ne what I feel show ne different. What I feel another show differently. Me na ni kejagme ni gbete chado akumo ni bi. Itashia uni mi kwa me kome ni akumo ni bi because what jema won jeme ni allo shia ikete na ke feel jema won. Na o we am anye. Ni nyeba mama chuya no na akumo. Ame lomo. I don't know if you guys saw the video. This Ga-Dangme ame. Ga-Dangme. Nliake FB. Allo fante media clearly. Minu ni mokon bolo fante mokon 3 years. Excuse me. 3 years. Le bowon. Because akelake achikpeshie na hoenale. No emiefu ni le mon wording. Nge wording. Wala una megbe amekwe wo bushie ye. Wo e bushi ye wording e bushi ni gona. Ona nyuma po elomonye. Enye le wo e shine ka nye nuwo shishie. Oba na ke nyuma po elomonye. Nye le nchalo ni nyefie nye lo abu anye pampan. Wording ni wo bushi e kaje. And I'm just sitting there. Look at these people. They have the audacity. Ni ame mo me ba for wording ke dan na me ke lomo because achi wojema won achi pesie. Ni ame matu no. Like the people just do not care. When it comes to Ganshikpon, people just do not give a hoot. They don't care. Unbelievable. Konako video it's on Facebook. I mean, what I feel show differently. I mean, separately. So much amabo. It got make boy mo am I wording na make lomo because ma kwele kenadmo kelagma ame fe kome na akumo aka me achi peshie no akumo tun ni mamo peshie na chimo akumo ne ame boye mo ame lomo. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. You understand what I'm saying? Unbelievable. Ni ole look. Tumaboni miwe kenjeshishin. Or actually bambang kabake. Look, if in the next 40 minutes we'll be out of here. I appreciate the sort of fight. You understand what I'm saying? Maybe it didn't change anything right now. But maybe next time, Aruna Idrisu continue and remain as education minister. Maybe next time, because one year family, one year enwogbi. Ni one year yoseyake. What take in can be a don, what fair ding dong. So maybe we didn't necessarily get what we were asking for this time around. I include Ga-Dangme pilot in me. But every effort, I want you to know, I can see, sow a seed. In the future, Keji Aruna Idrisu, eba fe noko ekon as the Minister of Education, eba kai. So mo fame money of mawolo, mo fame money of a podcast, mo fame money of a reels, whatever. Mo fame money record video ko. I want to appreciate you and have you know okay your effort played a role. Achieving. You understand? And today, Miss Mama can a few write-ups say Mahabo ni me komeng ye online in na matcha video any Aruna Idrisu take traditional council and of course moko ye no kone ba you magbele line say koni nyekeba. But like I said, we will continue to speak. Like I said, Keji no eba take here. Keji dane sani wabolo obabolo dane. Keji no esani wafi obafi. Now, not this yet. Hold it. Okay. If I once again, like I said, some of the write-ups need na online. I really appreciated it. This one is from Coalition of Ga-Dangme Pressure Groups. Ani makane noni amengma. Once again, Coalition of Ga-Dangme Pressure Groups. We appreciate you. Nyewolu ani nyengma. Like I said, kani moko kebo ake chunoko. Wafe ni wagbe fa anuwoi. Bona. Now, come on, Coalition of Ga-Dangme Pressure Groups. I mean, no na amengma. A petition Google office on the exclusion of the Ga and Dangme languages in the Google AI tools development. The Coalition of Ga-Dangme Pressure Groups, Ga-Dangme Elites, Ga-Dangme Tawulo Akpi. Shout outs to you, Meleche, Miniano, Europe, and Ga. Ga-Dangme Wiku, Britain. Again, we write to register our strongest objection to the deliberate exclusion, and it is deliberate. We write to register our strongest objection to the deliberate exclusion. There we go. To the deliberate exclusion of the Ga and Dangme languages from Google's artificial intelligence tools and language development piloting initiatives. This exclusion is unacceptable, indefensible, and represents a blatant disregard for the linguistic, cultural, and historical heritage of the indigenous people of Accra and its surrounding communities. The Ga and Dangme languages are not peripheral dialects. They are the indigenous languages of Ghana, Ghana's capital city, and are foundational to the country's linguistic and intellectual history. Any global technology company operating in Accra cannot credibly claim commitment to inclusion while systematically ignoring the languages of the land on which it operates. And this is a very good point. You cannot claim that it's like I said, it's unfathomable. Like how you would not think of the language spoken by the people of the land ni officer is situated, because once again the idea I'm a no fe no jake ga shikon je mokononi ga shikon je mokononi mo fe mo noni no ni mo fe mo noni e ni ayu otwi wa e wo no fe no otwi. Historically, the Ga language occupies a central and indisputable place in Ghana's linguistic development. The first publication of a book in the local Ghanaian language was produced by Johannes Zimmermann in 1858 in Stuttgart. This was followed by the publication of the first complete Bible in a local Ghanaian language in 1866, also by Johannes Zimmermann, an achievement that laid the groundwork for literacy, education, and language standardization in Ghana. There you go. And it's unbelievable that a whole ministry of education who should be aware of this particular fact. That is why I agree with the point. Okay, this was deliberately done. It was deliberately done. It was deliberately done. You cannot talk about language education in Ghana and don't talk about the Ga language. It's you cannot. You cannot talk about language education in Ghana. No, so this, just like with many things, was deliberate. It was deliberate. And like I said, if it's going to take us shouting on top of our lungs, Konika men wapodi enche, amen wakbe, yame ame tuya miye, we will do it. That is why we cannot stop. It cannot be ake ke wane komi ake wafedi, ke wane komi ake wafedi. No. Because that ain't okay. Eka ba kono ko ka ke pa wona abu ka ke pa wona abu eno ka shiwo. Eka ni wata jame no keke keji afeni ke ka mesa me be ko the same thing. Onu chichi eka sa be ko. Now, yani what channel? Additionally, the first comprehensive dictionary of a local Ghanaian language was produced in 1961 by Professor Mary Esther Krop Dakubu, a seminal scholarly contribution that further affirms the academic legacy and depth of the Ga language. Let me go on. Moreover, Ga was among the indigenous languages selected for formal broadcasting during the colonial era. Now, a decision that reflected its widespread use, cultural relevance, and national importance. These historical facts make the present exclusion of Ga and Dangme from modern AI systems not only ironic, but deeply offensive. Professor Ni Naku Kweno from Usu Accra is a renowned Ghanaian scientist and engineer, widely regarded as the father of the internet in Africa for his pioneering role in establishing internet connectivity across the continent in the early 1990s. He is a trailblazer in West Africa computing, having established the first internet service provider in the region and holding numerous influential roles in global internet governance. The persistent sidelining of the Ga-Dangme language raises serious concerns about structural bias and the marginalization of the indigenous people of Accra. For decades, the Ga-Dangme people have hosted Ghana's capital, welcomed multinational corporations, and accommodated institutions such as Google with patience and goodwill. That goodwill should not be mistaken for weakness or indifference. Google's presence in Accra comes with responsibilities. It is neither reasonable nor acceptable for Google to develop and pilot AI language initiatives in Ghana while excluding the very language of the host city. If Ga and Dangme are deemed unworthy of inclusion in these initiatives, then serious questions must be raised about the appropriateness of Google's continued operations in Accra while benefiting from the land, infrastructure, and hospitality of its indigenous people. We therefore demand that Google take immediate and concrete steps to include the Ga and Dangme languages in its AI language development programs. Failure to do so will compel affected communities and stakeholders to intensify lawful civic action, public advocacy, and institutional engagement to challenge this exclusion and to hold Google accountable for practices that undermine cultural equity and dignity. The matter will not be ignored, and silence or delay will be interpreted as deliberate disregard. Google must decide whether it intends to be a genuine partner to the people of Accra or a company that benefits from their land while erasing their linguistic identity from the digital future. And then the last one. Okay. So that's it. I think that's it. So we expect a clear public response and a defined course of action without further delay. Thank you. Yours faithfully, Ni Aite Ama Secretary, Jamaica Jonathan Ama the convener. So Onake ACC, the presidency, the government chair, president of the Traditional Council, the Honorable Minister, the Greater Accra Regional Minister, the president of the Regional House of Chiefs, the NDC party, and the mayor of Accra. So, like I said, if this is what it's going to take, we have to. You understand what I'm saying? Manroske, does it mean the Dagbani and Ewe populations in Ghana are larger than the Ga-Dangme population? It is deliberate, and we need to keep the pressure on. I completely agree with you, Manrose. I completely agree with you. Now, so this was a very good write-up from the coalition of Ga-Dangme groups. Once again, thank you guys so much. Yes, Marabetta, that's a very good point. Yes, we have to push the I Speak Ga and I Speak Dangme t-shirts. I agree with you. I agree with you. And you know what? Actually, that was the intent. Ninka print naka t-shirt say, and just to bring attention, Connie, everybody, anyana print teko, and maybe we should keep we should be advertising more. Like, it's so easy. I mean, not in fair in different colors. It was very cheap. In fair Amazon. You understand what I'm saying? So maybe I have to do a video and my recording and my walk through it. So you can do it. Hashtag I speak. I don't one I can t-shirt say hashtag I speak Dangme. It's anyone you walk a flat if I agree. Now, shout out to you Atago now. Okay, no more. Like I said, there were some write-ups coming. I really appreciated it. This was one from okay, so there you have this from Ablade TV. Wache Ekogma. Let me see. Okay. So we have to. We have to. If this is what it's going to take, then we have to. Now, write up a statement against the systematic erasure of the Ga-Dangme languages, into parentheses, people. We condemn in the strongest possible terms the actions and inactions of the Ministry of Education and the Ghana Education Service that are deliberately engineering the erosion and possible extinction of the Ga-Dangme language, the indigenous language of Ghana's capital city. Once again, they are deliberate, and you see, and I appreciate the fact that actually everybody is hitting hard on the theme. Okay, this is deliberate. clearly no fe no am if you any one na fe any wo fe one na wole ake. This is deliberate. You understand what I'm saying? This is not in isolation. When you put everything together, what has happened to what you can it be fake and not fail your school, chomo school, kasemo can no phenomenon clearly paints a deliberate picture. And I appreciate the fact that every single person is hammering on that particular point. So that they know, look, we are serious this time. We can see what you guys are doing. We can tell. Come in. Again, this is not accidental. This is not an oversight. This is systematic cultural violence. It's 100%. Need read anything in these 3 points. No, you get that's it. That is it. It is not accidental. It is not an oversight. It is a systematic cultural violence. And like I said, put everything together. You cannot and trust me, a lot of people need no ni wa je ameji wo ni no wa feel you ame feeling no ni wa na ame na ame ba kwa no ne ete no ne in isolation. So once again, you go under this post and some of the other posts there. Obana me true colors have been shown again. But we as a people, what now is nibi come to moneke what ye hold no me in isolation, because when we look at the collective nibi na few against our friend what now can look. This is not an accident. This is not an oversight, but this is a systematic or is a systemic cultural violence against us as a people. Language is the foundation of education, identity, and survival. To marginalize Ga-Dangme within the educational system, while Accra sits on Ga-Dangme land, is to send a clear message that the Ga-Dangme people do not matter in their own ancestral home. The removal of Ga-Dangme from curricula, its sidelining in schools, and its exclusion from modern educational tools, including AI-based learning systems, amounts to a calculated attempt to erase a people by silencing their voice. When the people lose their language, they lose their history. When they lose their history, their land becomes available. This is how dispossession begins. And look, I enjoyed this. This post was very short, but I loved every bit of it. Reading it, I loved every bit of it. Because look, everything that I would say, if I were to write something, you understand what I'm saying? On this particular subject, this post captured it. It captured it. What we are witnessing is a systematic pattern, the undermining of Ga-Dangme language education, the alienation of Ga-Dangme children from their identity, the normalization of the occupation and sale of Ga-Dangme lands, the reduction of the Ga-Dangme people to strangers in Accra. Inke, keji akachi wajema wong, achi wajema wong, ni a kumunibia na akachi wajema wono, ne nagbe ne flowe, bo, kemi no e machuwa na lemo e wording again lomo. Because tumoboni in kane elia, after any mo femo eko ake gashipon mo femo noni. Look, wa yemo ni wako ake gama shipon gama anoni. I mean, kewa ke na ken yemo jena kanye. No wa mo femo e ya wo mi mo femo ni je Ga-Dangme nyoni e ya wo mi ake lele gama shipon je gama anoni. Excuse me. This is unacceptable. We call on Nitaki Tegochulu II, the Gamanche, all traditional authorities, members of parliament of Ga-Dangme descent. Once again, they are a disgrace. Look, Ga-Dangme Koko said in your parliament, say no more bag me. You see, sometimes when I and whatever going na many Ga-Dangme I mean, press conference, Polo, press conference. What nyena ni Ga-Dangme koko say your parliament. No kwe ba ne ko gama eko na me ba me fe press conference down. Ga-Dangme koko suwe. Ga-Dangme koko suwe. Ne yo mlato ye. Inge nyena ni no kwe ba. Ye Ga-Dangme ni a me fe press conference down. We therefore demand and ministers of state from the Ga-Dangme community, silence is no longer an option. Yes. So leadership that fails to defend its people in moments like this abdicates its sacred duty. We therefore demand the immediate restoration and strengthening of Ga-Dangme language education at all levels, the full inclusion of Ga-Dangme in national and AI-powered educational tools, a clear policy recognizing Ga-Dangme as a foundational language of the capital, an end to educational policies that enable cultural erasure and land dispossession. To the Ga-Dangme people, this is a moment of awakening. Rise with your voices, your pens, your classrooms, your courts, your culture, and your unity. Organize, speak, teach your children Ga-Dangme. Demand accountability peacefully, boldly, and relentlessly. We are still here. We are not invisible. Accra is Ga-Dangme land, and Ga-Dangme is not expendable. Ga-Dangme language is life. Ga-Dangme culture is resistance. Ga-Dangme people will endure. This statement will be release petition and social media campaign and will be adapted for formal submission to the Traditional Council Parliament. So you hear it. Ni ama le G Monica kwe Ga-Dangme coalition group say le mwe onakeshi Ga-Dangme we onake is sign onake yemi noni inkani abo. So look, like I said, a short but straight to the point. Captured everything that I would have captured if I were to write something on this particular topic. You understand what I'm saying? So look, these things, it is deliberate. It has always been there because we've not pushed back all these years. We've not taken the fight to them, to these people that are trying to erase us. I like the words, what you say. I mean, Tani, what na ke what be enya nge gama shikpon je gama no that particular saying there, I mean challenge that particular saying here, gama shikpon gama no ni, I mean challenge, and it's a shame. Ona yo, it's a big shame. Ona now, I think there was another one Koleuni let me see this one. From about okay, so anyway, it's another one. I'm a kind of but like I said, it's we have to continue. It matter now. What and leun it's a very good one. A statement released by the president of the Ga-Dangme Weku from Northampton. Oh, I think I can know in Candy earlier, right? But I'm a Kaneke. Look, we issued a statement as Ga-Dangme people in strength and in solidarity to condemn the abominable act of the recent exclusion, discrimination, and deliberate attempt by the Ministry of Education and Ghana Education Service to erase the indigenous language of the capital city from national and international projects. The Ministry of Education and the Ghana Education Service are deliberately presiding over the eradication of the Ga language, the indigenous language of Accra, the capital of Ghana. It is an unethical code of conduct for a research project to exclude the indigenous language of the people in the research. Oh no. Is it an unethical code of conduct for a research project to exclude the indigenous language of the people in the research? The pilot study must have fair data collection of subjects so inferences could be achieved with the main project. So why exclude the Ga language? This attempt to weaken Ga-Dangme language education and to deny its space in modern educational systems, including AI-powered learning tools, is to intentionally disconnect people of Ga-Dangme origins from their identity, history, and future. It is brutal and will not be accepted. This act is clear cultural extermination and must be stopped immediately. The Ga language is the root language of the capital of Ghana. Its marginalization is a declaration that the Ga people are disposable, and this educational injustice must be rectified ASAP. We reject this unscrupulous and biased approach to undermine the pride, respect, and legitimacy of the Ga-Dangme people. And once again, these statements say they captured the very spirit of everything. Now, I think there is another one. I think there was one that was released from the Regional House of Chiefs. Anima kanino mabudani matra video mahabu keke kemugo ba sumone yue no ko ye ke won ebana gbe bona jena nwakache. Now, press statement. Exclusion of the Ga language from the Ministry of Education's AI tools developed in local languages. We wish to express our profound, we wish to express our profound disappointment regarding the Ministry of Education's exclusion of the Ga language from its initiative to enhance educational access through AI tools developed in local languages. In announcing the initiative, the Minister of Education, Honorable Aruna Idrisu, stated, the AI initiative, part of Google's $37 million investment in Africa, includes the development of speech recognition and AI tools for Ghanaian languages such as Twi, Ewe, and Dagbani, with the focus on non-standard speech to make digital learning more accessible. You see, and that is why, once again, I appreciate the fact that every single person was stressing that this was deliberate. You cannot talk about language education in Ghana and don't consider the very first one now used to. It's abominable. It's abominable. That is why I agree with Noni Wanyemi Nue Komeni Kanyabwe. Okay, this is not an accident. This is not an oversight. It was intentional. While we acknowledge the ministry's efforts, we find the exclusion of the Ga language to be discriminatory and unacceptable. If this issue remains unaddressed, it may exacerbate the marginalization of the Ga and Ga-Dangme communities in the Greater Accra region, where the seat of government and the Ministry of Education are situated. Once again, and we've all made this point earlier, your very office is situated on a particular land, and you could not factor that even in your decision making. You could not even think that did not even ring a bell. The ramifications of this linguistic exclusion can lead to significant psychological, social, and economic detriment to the Ga community over time. It undermines self-esteem, fosters social isolation, perpetuates systemic disunity, and diminishes cultural diversity. If the minister's announcement was an oversight, we should appreciate an open clarification from him. However, if this exclusion is intentional, we wish to inform the ministry that we will actively oppose this initiative through a massive demonstration and legal action to prevent this discrimination from taking effect. We urge the minister to address this matter with the urgency it deserves. Signed, Oboade Noche, King, Professor Odaifio Wilinchi III, president of the Regional House of Chiefs. Once again, kudos to Professor Ni Pio Wilinchi. He acted. He released the statement before Podan in Nake. Actually, Aruna Idrisu, it's a traditional council. So, statement from them, it's good. Now, what the traditional council did was to summon the minister to the traditional council. And I know a lot of you've already seen the video. Surely before I didn't get video about you, but look, you are born more, right? And once again, this statement, the Ministry of Education, I may release a statement. In the statement, I may release clearly a goal to affirm. No need where you are can look in a deliberate near. I'm a statement I'm a release. This was before the minister went to the traditional council. This was before. I'm a candidate statement any Ministry of Education release in Habo Aleno Keji Onakwe. And then we're gonna play the video and then Boni Wabakwe. Now, for immediate release, Ministry of Education clarifies AI education tool pilot and assures inclusive language expansion. Again, one, the Ministry of Education has taken note of concerns expressed by members of the Ga and Dangme community regarding the perceived exclusion of their language group from the proposed collaboration between the ministry and Google to develop an artificial intelligence-powered education tool in selected Ghanaian languages. The ministry wishes to state unequivocally that the selection of 4 local languages announced by the Honorable Minister for Education, Honorable Aruna Idrisu, is strictly on a pilot basis. The pilot phase is intended to test the efficiency, adaptability, and educational impact of the AI learning tool before its gradual scale-up and nationwide implementation. And you know what? Look, can you back here? Ni video habwe. I was supporting initially. Ni Honorable Aruna Idrisu. Ni it will be attached and it was ever Tree and Dagmani, right? Ni back a kamaka make ausa afitai. So nyebuatui chemeka jeme nyebuatui ausa bemi ni ekametashie ni ekama aka meka ausa afitai sibiane amenkewa ke kagbe na ni a roll out nationwide there Ga-Dangme afitai. You see ke ebanye call na ka ausa afitai Mido e calli na Ga-Dangme na ja usayemi. Kabanya pilot with 4 programs, 4 languages spare. He called for Hausa to be added. Ni wabo imbulo mo le dabi ene pilot ni no bo enyema. Ka wo fe nationwide rollout e or I make sure Ga-Dangme yemi. No ne ka Hausa agbe ye. Be ba nye ka Ga-Dangme. I like a Dangme agbe. Beba nye kenakai. Beba nye kenakai. Now, let's go on. It's intended to test that before it scale up a nationwide implementation. It is important to emphasize that this initiative is designed to be inclusive. Upon the successful completion and evaluation of the pilot phase, the program will be expanded to cover all 12 approved Ghanaian languages, which explicitly includes Ga and Dangme. At no point is the pilot intended to marginalize or permanently exclude any linguistic or cultural group within the country. The Ministry of Education deeply values Ghana's linguistic diversity and remains firmly committed to ensuring equitable representation and access in all national education initiatives, particularly those leveraging emerging technologies to enhance learning outcomes. The ministry looks forward to continued collaboration with stakeholders, traditional authorities, and communities across the country as Ghana advances towards a more inclusive technology-driven education system. signed. Ashmin Mohammed. Bona moni sanyo. Nona. No nye game kanye jeme kanye jeme benyena achole Ashmin Mohammed. Ona no ne pushie. No boganwe ni bonwo tajeme ni bonwo oyue noko no ejeme kon no tajen kon bodang menue no your opportunity no your these places ni bue ofo ke hono ofo kiano because se kole bolenche no ye shian lenche bolenche obi o ka me yue gan no ka me yue dangbe bonga you obo bo I'm talking to you bo bodenche no ye shian bo bi o ka me yue gan ka me yue dangbe no call your Ministry of Education na afi no ko na ka gan wo mi ejo isan na ka dangbe wo mi ejo isan e ja ko bi efe obi e bluffo pa me you obi e bluffo pa me you so jo isan chefe bo ingbele efe bo ingbele efe bo ingbele thank you Mahawa thank you Hausa is not from Ghana. Yes, why would they add Hausa? Man Christige, yes, Hausa is a foreign language imported by migrants. Yes, by immigrants. Yes, so nano. So once again, that's what I'm saying. So ka you proper indigenous languages poe benopo efita. Anyways, let's play a short video from Biamini. The minister went to the Gan Traditional Council, and once again, shout out to the Gan Traditional Council. Thank you to the Gan Traditional Council for summoning him, and ni ebau ni noni esani nyekele ni nomi Gan Traditional Council amengma ni bi kome pi ni ameba yue. And of course, wache ekomeka ake Aruna it take the steam out of nibi nishugwe amefia ameyake ameba bashile ye. So once again, kudos to the Traditional Council for doing the needful. These are the things ni watawo. So once again, thank you to the Traditional Council. Nye bomoding nye foni ni nye chele ni eba ni noni esani nye kele. We all appreciate you guys a lot. Thank you so much. So kudos to the Traditional Council for summoning the minister and making it known to him. Noni ya no ateki lekeke. Minta oni wakwe noni Aruna dienche yue that being a return out. You know what? This is 27 minutes long. That's a faction. So must skip here. You know what? Aruna dienche.
Money GOT, Nenya were here in Wakeba. The Honorable Minister for Education, Honorable Haruna Idrisu, Education Director, BNA, Agwe, Professor Dro, the Money Eta, a fan, BNA. Agwe Monita, Legi Mlawo Quenu, Kaha Akucho name. Wabana Kawamlawo Quenu, Niji Honorable Teresa Wunina for Lechem Obana, or Kakwe North, BNA. Agwe Education, Unupai, near Biofan and Yabawon no. Okay. You often call Baba be Bono wie minister ke
Honorable Teresa Awuni le insumo ensani. No le in appreciate you le. Efe me na baake enye neke no koni se. Kenya ba kai sometime last year le ni ewe ye parliament nye ba kai. She's from the north. She afole ye gan. Ne you are going to ba no le ne you speak your local language there. Kenya ba kai ne you gan. You get me? So Honorable Teresa Awuni, once again, kudos to you and thank you so much. I appreciate you. Mokotomole kay representi wo ake game imbe na agba ma vote ma le da because once again it show interest when it comes to Ga language. Any in at least when it comes to what you more you understand what I'm saying? Yeah, so benye kayole. Benye kayole. Yes, le yuega, yeah, my Roberta, yes. Le no ne bale yuemo, ese nyese unkaba. So honorable Teresa Winnie. When next time ke election be je be shenga bo baba pan or ba raise kawabo. Ke 1,000 t-shirts bo ba nya wabo what when eko wabo. So now watch our video.
Ni ke ekweshi fen ke maja cheme fen afi aya ni ebani nawo. Minister eba wie mo ne shin oti he woni wo ba bie ni wo ba hanu mo afi ni agbene educational fund na efi o minister ke hemi sho jugban wo ba eba ko ne kala na sanigba ke agbene egbejano to ko baya no ye abebe ni ji march nyomi ni eba suma ke eba foni ni echele shima ha minister higbe yo fine yo o fine few he won over ne
Our revered Royal King and Majesty Takite Kucho II and his very respected elders of the Ga-Dangme state. I bring you warm greetings and felicitations from Excellency President John Dramani Mahama and from my good self. And to use this opportunity to wish the overlord of the Ga-Dangme state good health and long life. We are still in January. This is my first opportunity to convey to him my best wishes on behalf of government and on my own personal behalf for the new year. God will usher him and us all into his grace. And to acknowledge him and the profound strides he is making to support education through the establishment of his Education Trust Fund, and to assure him that the state will partner him to open the doors of opportunity for many of our young people to be able to access equitable, quality, inclusive education. What I admire about Nitaki is his commitment to the development of the human capital base of the Ga-Dangme people. And I'm also here to give him my firm assurances and the assurances of the Ga state that it will be unthinkable for government under President John Dramani Mahama, with me as his Minister for Education, to think of the integration which must reflect our diversity as a people. Every society is its culture, and language is at the forefront of the definition of that culture. And therefore, it will be unthinkable for government to roll out any indigenous language policy and exclude the Ga language. So Nitaki Chirudase can be assured that I would not supervise that, and President Mahama will not tolerate nor accept that. Beyond what President Nkrumah did to promote multilingualism in our country, I have been at the forefront of the use of indigenous language to be at the center of our education learning curve. I would continue to maintain same whilst recognizing that English remains our official language and our language of instruction at all levels. There's an Oxford literature I have read which assures me why the Ga language and 12 other languages If I have your permission, Akwapim Tree, Asante Tree, Dagbani, Dagari, Dangme, Eve, Ga, Gonja, Kasim, Nzima, Grunle, and Mfansi. And more importantly, we're even trying to include sign language as our 13th official language. So if you've seen me here, let me give you further assurance that before March, the end of March this year, I will convene an indigenous language conference on education. And that you have my invitation today to come and chair that conference in Ghana and for Ghana. We will be inviting the like of Kwesi Pra, one Ghanaian expert that I'm yet to make contact with, to come and present papers on the integration of indigenous local Ghanaian languages. There is evidence, as I have stated, from an Oxford publication that learners who use their indigenous local language do better, and their phonetics are better. And there's evidence that it has improved learning outcomes. So, my assurance, I know that in the last 24 hours, whilst I was on my trip in London, it is true that I met with Google and the leadership of Google in education to discuss language recognition and its translation. At the time, Google itself had piloted only 3 languages. I have requested them that will not proceed in Ghana if they do not include the 12 official Ghanaian languages, including Ga. I've had good assurances from them, even on my way here, that this is the first time they are getting this policy support from government, and they will do the needful. So be assured that the Jimny Google initiative on the use of indigenous language will necessarily include Ga-Dangme and Hausa and those 3 other languages that were piloted. So my comment probably, you use your majesty powers to assure the elders and the good people of that Ga-Dangme that I would not, out of respect for the people of Ga-Dangme and your stool and skin, and that of the Ghanaian people, it is President Mohammed's vision that we integrate multilingualism in our educational curricula. In fact, I have publicly even demanded that many people must write about Ga, and we need teachers' handbooks and other languages, not necessarily Ga, whether it's Dagbani or it's Ewe, it's Fanti, it's Twi, it's Ewe. We need more literature. So part of my coming here today is to rant to you. The Ga-Dangme said that if you see a pregnant goat in the market, then it means there's a pregnant problem at home. So I'm not shy of it. I've had to come to rant to you to give you the assurance so that you convey same to the Ga-Dangme society that you so ably lead, and to assure them that indigenous Ghanaian language, there is no major advocate of its use than me today in Ghana. In fact, this has been recognized even by the British authorities. And as I've said, there is evidence to the effect that learners do better when they learn in their indigenous language, and learning outcomes, evidence-based, have improved with it. What we need is to train more teachers in the Ga language and then deploy teaching resources. So I'll be happy for you to chair the meeting for us in March. I'm sure if it's the pleasure of President Mahama that he's in town, he will be happy to open it, and then we will intend to upscale it. So once again, thank you I gave you very short notice. I arrived only last night from London. And then let me share this nostalgic moment with you before I assume my seat. I'm accompanied by some of your able members of parliament to my left, our host MP. And you know, graciously, I've lived in Bubuashi here for the last 20 years.
Wow. yeah, in my dear Marabet, I mean dear Bego, honorable Awuni, lepe, menime talaje fe honorable Awuni, le inna lenka na ne yue gan parlementaire. Ni na fe gan yue mo le mu ese nyese no go ba so honorable Awuni. In terms of scale, educational fund na in le mogoni formally na signatory to le na fail or Dubai or AJ so 100,000 na get by only marabeta boli we boka UAP but no ko ye ni masumo ni nke chonbo ni tete o gbache me na ni tete o gbache me na oh there was something so the Ghana Traditional Council they had it handy ni shikwe ameke honorable Aruna Bashe ni ebayue no ne ebayue names but so let me share it with you Daniel Agbene wakwe ni okay wonife mo aba nagbe let me share that with you now so this was what the Ghana Traditional Council had intent to share with the honorable minister. She tomoboni call full video from Anake wache hani eliake shweni BP na ba she boni le minister jenjini ewe wo we wo ameba munadan so proposed point by point request to the Minister for Education Honorable Aruna Idrisu and of course the acting president of the Traditional Council le prepare the document allow prepare the document on his behalf. Amakandi Mahabo. Number one, inclusion of Ga-Dangme in the core curricula of Greater Accra region. The state requests that Ga-Dangme be formally designated as compulsory subjects within the basic schools curricula across the Greater Accra region, reflecting the linguistic identity of the indigenous communities of the capital. Number two, integration of Ga into the proposed AI language pilot. And this did not happen. Point number two, it's not gonna happen. No, I may select. No, I may select. They didn't include in the pilot. And the minister, you no, jacket. Keji Agbena. Ni about roll it out nationwide there. Of course, Ga amongst other languages. Well, it was what 12 in total, right? They can sign language, but I when if 13. So Ga ebami. She pilot this piloting and I feel of course Ga-Dangme will not be a part of it, and that's a shame. Okay, the language when it comes to language education in Ghana are excluded. I pilot a program of this magnitude, and it's a shame. The Traditional Council of course it didn't change it, but this was point number two. So ka obo wa chair commit to epo e dey make a point to it must skip because no minister your the ministry must ensure that the Ga language is added to the AI language development collaboration with Google alongside Tree, Eve, and Dagbani to avoid excluding the capital's indigenous language from emerging educational technologies. Number three, government commitment to protect and promote the Ga language. The state requires a clear policy commitment from the ministry, affirming that the government of Ghana will intentionally safeguard, develop, and promote the Ga language as a national cultural asset with structured programs from preservation, digitization, and modernization. Number four, posting of Ga-Dangme language teachers within Greater Accra. The state further requests that all graduates specializing in Ga-Dangme language education must be posted within the Greater Accra region upon completion of their training, ensuring that schools in the region have adequate staffing to deliver high-quality instructions in the indigenous languages. Number five, development and signing of a language policy memorandum of understanding. Further, the state requests that the Ministry of Education signed a dedicated memorandum of understanding with the Ga State, outlining a long-term policy framework for the teaching, promotion, and technological development of Ga and Dangme languages. 6. Establishment of a legal and administrative framework for implementation. The Ga State, represented by the Ga Traditional Council, expresses its readiness to collaborate with the Ghana Education Service to develop a mutually agreed legal and administrative framework that will guide the implementation of the MOU and ensure accountability, continuity, and measurable outcomes. Let's go to the next page. Number 7, recognition of the cultural and historical role of the Ga people in the capital. The ministry is urged to formally acknowledge the cultural, historical, and constitutional significance of the Ga people as custodians of the capital, and to reflect this recognition through equitable language policy decisions. Number 8, regular consultation mechanism between the ministry and the Ga State. A structured consultation platform should be established to allow ongoing dialogue between the Ministry of Education, the Ga State, and relevant stakeholders to monitor progress, address challenges, and ensure sustained collaboration. Signed, HRM King Taki Teko Chulu II, Accra, January 26, 2026. So, there you have it. Call back money. Oh, briefly. Testimony high. Dani nke panel aba eke woba eke woba muna. So let me call back man Christy trabi text ake back money. So Bernard a text so far a bone text him me no about feeling the other way kenke panel inake the whistle if ready in le money ko if ready chebe kenyeme enye ti amogo if ready nyamalia eke nke the whistle ba no kenye if itai hello, ma.
Yeah. Good evening.
Good evening. Ufani to your thing.
No chodro money who fin.
You wa drum ufani oja ekman. You wa helebono.
I think it's an eye opening to many.
Right.
Because nekeni ne PPP ni wo rio ona keshi onukwe kome piko. Bonus.
Yeah.
Nonigba naji mi te school ya kwa pingbe. Wakase history wankase intim jakari ke ya santwa ke nibi kome. Adede gamante po ni nye kwa keshi le ewan kuma ke win. Ebe history book komi ye heni kase ni ye.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about the Ga. Obana came for market. It's an one number could never to history. I don't know anything about the Ga.
Yeah.
All I know, the grandfather, he was a personal lawyer to Kwame Nkrumah. Born otherwise, I don't know noko. Which means Akeshi, Edubwa Hineme, they carved the history.
Yeah.
To suit the Ashantis. The Achins. And the tree reading, speaking people. Born with she. Because we even learned about the French convention. Hello, mini. French conquest.
The French conquest.
What can say British history feel right. French? Can it be come? Because I'm a capture the I mean slave war. He was keji afe history books. Ni a favorite tribes ko me. Then it being deliberated it started long time ago.
Yes. Yes.
He was ke oyako gan school alo onupa ko be shia ne ba ton bo ake neke no komete no. You don't know.
Yeah.
Wale ni wo efi akesi it's an revive history books there. Ejake ni Akufo-Addo bani. Olake fe jomo ake aminfite history poni Kwame Nkrumah po adi ege.
Yeah. I'm a UPBLA Renaka. Yeah.
Corner. And this is the feel gamma pe a problem.
That's right.
Mo femo ye history. Meaning touch in history the inya mele kente.
Yeah.
Aba start keje many for me kaya many for make na kan bi di efin.
Yeah.
Ona. Ni efemina pa keshi ame tashi na me kavo ni bi ekuma ke esani agye yega. Tomobona ba gye ga wie mo ye school sa mi Akufo-Addo time name.
Right.
He wo ame ye dwemo fon ko ye ga he.
Yeah. That's true.
Mimi na keshi wonu pa ye hwen ame fe di nchon.
Yeah.
Esani by now when ame teshi wo ye lawyers. Wo ye professors, they are professors, ke lawyers. This is their fight. Ni wo huwa nyese.
Yeah, that's right.
Ni history ni wo yo ni ebe wo diami. Akefe ha wo diami.
Nakai.
Eja ke ninda. Ganyo fe ganyo ni lele ni akenes ni. They were working in the northern and then the Ashanti regions.
Yeah.
They were working as doctors.
Yeah.
You know, and they were organs.
Yeah.
So where is that history? Ga-Dangme, they went into nursing war. Niamame save Ghana.
Yeah.
Because in the region said there were no doctors. The nurses were working there.
Yeah.
As doctors.
As doctors. Yeah.
They were villagers there. They were calling them doctors.
Doctors. Yeah. Yeah, doctors I can't post time yeah. So yeah, next is say no ni ya me. Inti I know na myself as doctors na me call, yeah.
It was an I think we need the history back.
Yeah.
We need to learn.
That's
I don't know. I cannot teach my children what I don't know.
That's right. That's right.
I think this is the beginning.
What
say na kebashi?
Nakai. Ishe. We radon.
My YouTube omo akeshi. Nine na me keshi I'm a snob language. The government sits in Ghana, in Accra. That's the same seat of the country.
That's right.
I'm bad no fan no me. Then it's what
that's right. Nagai. All right, man. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Okay. All right. Bye. Like him or show okay, or like you show like him or okay, so I have 3 more people to call. Okay, abache iba muna wagbina Jena ni mo fe mo awo.
Hello,
Anyemi tete.
Oh, what be?
Yeah, o fine o jai pa no. You wadro mo.
Yo, minga mo fe mo, minga table e fe.
Naka, wo fe wa ilebo.
Yeah. Oh, nice. Yeah. Mune Alice ye me she fi o ko. Okay, ni bi eni wo you e ko me. Alice onupa ene one ne kan ameko ye me ni. One inle akaji nona me you anakwale akashi lele amekpe ni ame discuss issue ne. Dan the minister balo beni minister sha makeshi ni ba ni ake o asusu he. Ona she one me benefits of the doubt akashi o. Ame discuss anakwale me ni. Ame plan aka me ba fun here. She it's a name why Jemepe. Politicians near promise or need an amefi.
Anukwale.
You actually palette 3 languages. I guess you after I can 9 back be you 10 back be 13. Big man, you pilot about excuse Shika Bernard ba finance.
That is true.
Say why Jemepe. No, sana make a machine a push.
Yeah.
Because the next big thing GAI. Or it will be really nice. I can see one more na access ni one use ni work wa
That's right.
I make any I feel it one I promise.
That's right.
Ni then I make other things many they could have put in front of the minister to buy make like to airports and in anywhere you
right.
About a week or 2 ago, some youth go no date a press conference ko ni area about Kotokabe ni airport.
Okay, face show be.
O show no.
Yeah.
O face several times. They once o face several shows no o ni.
Yep.
Niji nanaji my prempe na akele Kumase manche. Ake Kumase airport.
Yep.
J national hero ni.
Dabi.
Okedi anye ake egbe for monuments no. Milioni won wo manche me alo Ga-Dangme onupa ni ame achieve no kuke ama alo even Gan State po anya ho aka megbe afọ no na ake ho na wo fio.
Right.
You barely see any monuments ko ni akenkai wo.
Yeah.
Azuma na
sports complex. No polenche ashine ekpoto.
Yeah, very disgraceful.
Yeah.
Ona. I quote me boxes ko me baho.
Yeah.
Athletes ko me baho ni they were exemplary. Many anu ahana me feel ko ni ani won wo gbe aya hin.
That's right. That's right.
Ka she da me page Ghana bi.
Dabi.
She wo hu no wo deserve o sananya ake ha wo.
Nakai.
Ene ka me be na me ke form me here.
That's
Then
right.
other things ko me. Small schools and in this Minister of Education or Sempe Square issue ni no oye ni sene.
Right.
So you moji I'm a back for here. Ona ni no ewani I renovate can it be
right.
Ona other schools ko me other places ni abanya wani e ahin.
Yeah.
Ono me fe square aji aye no ko ni amesusu na me plan ojuba anko square. I'm sure abanya me capture NFA and be now to minister here.
Right.
Yeah, unfortunately they didn't take advantage of
That's
it.
right.
Anyway, Ghana Lulu.
That's right.
Benny still am na lay to me ni ake enemy for
Nakai.
In your wa.
Nakai. All right, Yemi. Thank you so much.
Hopefully,
yeah.
All right. You're
welcome. All right. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Okay.
Right. Okay. So we have 2 more people to call. Nyani what try me? Okay. Okay. Hello?
Yeah, ni.
Yeah, anya mi tete.
Ku eto ote.
You wa do mo fa na o ja ipa no awonu oyi.
Ni gini ya no ku ni wo yo da ni. No ko mepe ginu ni o ba fi e da. De ga da ba jole. Le gen no mo la ko ti ajo o si sare de ake ka ke ba ko to ni age ni go ni ya kule ba ko to. No na ai. Numo la ko to ajo o si e. De ga la ka so ai. Ga fen ni na le ba to. Wakati ni age ni ya le. Numu ni na ne ya no na ka no ba ya.
Right.
Wo ni gese. Sai ji woni mata.
Right.
Because there are for me say bata. Lai. No wo min pa ni be pai. Again you money every day you.
That's right.
Wo min pa le sai. Ko le fi ni ni ne ke numu ani ale.
That's right.
Numu ele de no le ba cho. Le ba sa ni bi ke Elizabeth Bacho, the Gabako, Manabu, no, Min, not get Gabako, the Mako was in a jet. I'm not going to but I can
That's right.
then it got Banyako Monkman.
Nakai.
Or no more like that, more than I can hear.
Nakai. That's
So,
right.
I can be say, you know, I know, say, yeah, look on the plan, you know, that if it were a Jenny, you know, I was here, a Jenny,
That's right. That's right.
Mr. High,
Is it?
a quick.
Is it?
It's like now, fear or got, you know, no fear of the capital is a day. You think that I walk, you may, like I bet a little over, but never now.
That's right. It's a game. Yeah, we rather.
No, boy, I don't.
Nakai.
No, I'm not getting beside you. And I get
Nakai.
That's
right. Thank you so much. All right. Obafe will final call. Keke wo abache ebakman. Okay. I think I get Mawa. Mawa available. Me na get o text station liago ba anyo you. Hello, Mba. Oh, okay. Hey, now, if I get now, we'll try it one more time. Hello, Mba. Papa. Uvano. Uvano jai guano.
Yo, big more trouble I say. When the share shamla, a 1 year mabel to get CCG.
Right.
In Banoni or Obrayo Koni e alomo. In Lenny Bena, Comonia, and in any Benea fee, yeah,
Peshy,
like a Peshy
Peshy, no.
You need. Olaka Majin Comeye. Nika Jega Moje, Onye Olomo Jemmy.
Dabi.
Romo about
That's right.
Romo about Manchebu,
and the quality. Yep. And the quality.
Sinano. Ni Romo Lomo. Manche Lomo, Manye Lomo, ever come and him. It was no was what. Monkey see monkey do to now call a beer.
That's right.
On an Ibia commission, can you question a fair like any it's an actual never Gina.
What crack about discuss naga no loaning the video action ye meaning na kwe. What ma wakwe.
You need all I don't care be
over you. All right. Okay, all right. So nyani wake o panele me nyo wake ayabache ge mawa abani ege womu wani fe mona Hello, Mawa. Ufane yano. Oja ikpano.
Oh, near me.
Yeah, bo.
Oh, okay. I mean, near me, but me by my family.
Yo, manya blawa.
Minister of Education, I mean, Lady Haruna no boy.
Lady Haruna Idriswe.
I'm not sure what they're listening. They're not about the master about discussing me. I say, young fella, that them are deliberating in a young fella, no, that I don't know, the Shipono, no Julian. Then I thought it, no Penta, Shipono, no Joe Gaye, meaning. I mean, how?
It's unbelievable.
Well, that's the level of respect you have, dummy. That's the level of respect you have, dummy.
Yeah.
We have to obey them.
Abi.
Dame, I don't know I'm a cost.
Anukole. Yep.
Okay. But what I mean is that only the fish program about money can if I can see one about what dirty living mean, and be I can dirty living. Money like dirty, no one at a laugh. You go to say yala. Oh, say yala. We don't know person. Me, so what they do is going to let no waffle. What are you talking about? When we are fighting about each other, we can come together and fight. And do the right thing. They don't about to do. We cannot. Because ona what? Abakara she blue. Ona anything you wrong. No, I should not feel they get it. I cannot bring the text that I go and way guy. Hypocritical. Hypocritical behavior. It's all coming. When we are here, the quality, and the quality, and the quality, I'll be the kind of the other way. And the quality, the kind of the press conference, if I can hear it, I mean, about a second to happen. I was only up by the mommy. Now, I say press conference against it. No, damn it, I say the part of the other way.
Yep.
When is this going to end? Not the thing about ending. Not the government. The pilot and the pilot is able to know the pilot about facing. Then we're going to start facing the truth. We can remember when the last speak up. Don't talk away, money away. Shika. The body from the pilot don't. Shika, you know. It's only for the album. Position to know. We have no finish, no, we have about it. Making about it. Making no, we set the message. We set the message. We really have polygamy. I'm not here. Aranabu, a catch on the other way. Just the comment, the very bad jet. It's so confused.
Right.
And she's now white or not white. The doctor wants to see brown. It can't go the other way because it can know your affiliation. It can know your opinion. Why? When you're going down the corridor. No, not your but it's all shine. It's all shine and make a decision. They're doing Don't say, it's all shit. They make a decision. You're bullshit. They deal with me. No one in the phone. Me and Obama.
Ofane you. Abache. Ofane kawakpa. Yay.
Imba chenekeni pending umani. More keep the short.
Right.
Noni wananeni minister is initially noni I put out actually information that I the back actually the Google Pay pilot program. I choose Vimojite. Tell me okay. From the Africa, I'm a pay to in question honestly, I was very disappointed.
Right.
In visiting the traditional council there. The flat I checked like a bar. Me ability ni 18 na. Allow I check like a bar. Me eba invitation. Eba bribe. Oh, in that day, and qual is an MBO? Ke taflache minister ni share no keke. Any minister of state they are extremely busy.
Yeah.
So are you anukwalo? Or don't know ni ba share no. Your phone no po. Ni wa hala invitation. Alo achela ke eba. Ni ikwala sanigba. The sanina can be no ba habuwe. Or usually wisely. Or usually efficiently.
Yeah.
No, usually productively. She care about ba. Na ba our rosary words. About our twin. Ni one year work like oh no ni point one watch ebo na je po yu o we an shi boy ra don.
Yep.
Me mini chimo watch le. Inu shi ya ke one for one ya up and down one blow. E wo blow mo fe mini wona mi.
Right.
E ja ke no ni ewie no na ewie. Le po ewie akeshi le 3 I pick 3. Eji be house dabi tree. I gbe ke dagbani.
Yep.
Ni hani ake
Hausa Vitai. Yep.
Oni wachele ke ba wachela ake mini. Abi lake ona amena wote mekuma ke taflache bulu ijiwo. Ewo ke awie blofa squish kontumle ha wo no be wo gbo. Taflache no ne afi ejeme. Ete ayu squish kontumle because no ewie eke akashi no ni wonu wachele e ba ne ba gba mi. Eja akashi kelele ni yemo ni yomoji ni yo yete. Google taflache Google ke bo shian alo e bo mo ni ba fi no ku e. Lele che chon bo no ne wa fi. E ba bibo ake mini yo egbe ni feel. E wo ke e pick 3 languages po ke 3 pe po e. Bo nyama no mlawo bi. Taflache educational ministry here. I'm about the 3 languages.
Yeah.
Ni a pilot. Because they know the languages ni here and it's an use.
That's right.
I choose 3 ni gambe mi. Sana I gonna build like she mini one or pick these 3 languages ni gambe mi. Eja ke taflache to beni ma wa wi. Oba hai mokoshu ye mokoshia. O fe party no ho ni no chela go iche inye. Iwe ne o fa na emu ne allow me fe party. The party because out of respect they will mean table agashi over party. O ko le po join to po agashi bai. She na share me ofi oni ye. O ba tele po bulani.
Yeah.
E wo mi ne wo ni gan fatai. We are the capital city for God's sake. No ko he we are like mini di benefit ni atawo ma. Ni wo spawn no. Na can feel no feel ni wo nice. E walk out the flat where look by ni jomo ya me to me. Ni tele ke ba. Ya be like a mini one in a 3 language na selected. Mini one am choose ga ya mi. Well ya ke okay ke agbe parity program na expand program ake language for Africa na gaba fata eko. She gave us a wo bi o. Mini wo fita the original pilot in the language eko. Mini wo fita ai. Woman like Bosipon no afio no fia no ye.
Yeah.
Government no fia ni government fio ye Ghana. Bosipon no afio ye. Sika ba ni ye ke wa shi we ni. E what tele ye ni fe na je ke ba kwata. No be like mini wo fe na ka. On another side agashi wo bulebe. Aruna je na ori agashi ehin gada. Le lete po de egbe da de agashi ehin ga hu. On a small if you compare what to Kunkume. Sita flat a one word po egami. E we bluff ke si jengata na gbe.
Yeah.
Ne le gawemo. Si eja ke monitor si ni ebe buleke ale wo. Ni by extension e wo game ebe buleke awe wo. E fe le po aga si out of respect po nti e we no go fi egami po na e ton bule. Aka wo we mo na e ton ebu we mo na e wo po ba bi fi po no wo na aga si o lelen e buleke awe mo. Egbe da le ba wi gan po. Ne le gan we mo. Ye ne no si follow e le gan we mo. Ona me amebu wo ni ka amebu wo ke ata beni oba me reason no ni e won na amebu wo amebu wo
yeah
esa ni ta fa che wona ni smoke vi nkompo wo betu me kume so wona ni meta na me cho aba na abo amakunta ni ke amebe mi se ya be bios na ye sa tel ke baton ni eba no ere wa mo eba ba ko ni ina ke o chale eba peke
eba boys are there
ta flat nye ganke no nge sumo o ne ba de ke o 100,000 Ghana cedi eba kuna ke free educational fund daga educational fund na gbele beni asanti ni ba gaton ne ba gbele ko abia kana guys kan mano mi la ko ya ga ma bi
Sane ni
amebu ni
Sane ni wale na ga no ye ga wa yue Sane ba ba ro wa yue
wo ni fe mo wo ni fe mo wo na bu wo ta flat like ko tele ke ba ani ba bu akunta mi no ni e wo we mo fatai because let's je ka ni mo ko la ka boy la runa ke education ministry ama select language say na ba fi pare dem ama select je google nte select languages ona ni ko magbe na ni tete because ma si wi mo si ko magbe na wonyemi ni ayi ba wi no ko be pi fiot money ko wi nga na wo fe no ko chon
right
si wi no kwa ka si ke wo ken si te ni mo la ko te ado awo si ni ha le wona wo ni bia na
yeah
mi tete ake no fe no ashiga emi aloje na kan bia na ne she no fe no afia ashiga emi so wo bi wo ya ke no mo jiga no mo jiga o ke mo ni jiga wole che gamen won sile le ni bi afia ni bi fe mo mi ke won sile ye won ni bi fe mo mi le o ke she national stage na shi wo ye mi ya ke wole wo sile
yeah
mo ni no mi e wo sile o kaka ni fe na afia ni bia na ashiga emi ni fe na afia ashiga emi ya ke gan ni jiga le wo sile ni bi fe mo mi le eye npa anga le esole anga le ebega noko fe mo mi je ito na si wo ke wo yin pe no wo ke wo le lepo mene nke wo kusun fe lo eko ke se no ta lo eko basan ni ne me ke chomi me abona mba yi na ewlo mo ni mbila ke ni ka ke ni mbila ke si namu jiken clan na ewlo mo na batu ni me biato na ke mo na etu na mi wo ken kata beni wo game wa ku wo se wa kase no ni ke wo sisiti na no ni je wo si no ni ke gan ba money ba to gan mpete ta wo yo ni ne wo wa wi yan
that's right That's right.
Obaya.
Yep.
She or now tele.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I don't.
Ishe before na ku check baba mi ne aku check o back pa. But be take up. But na again ene nwo pi animal kwa na fia go ni. I don't know I get camera shallow do ba. Imagine. But is it this way? Yeah, when you again warping, yeah, mean different colors. It's so easy to do. But go to Amazon. They just type more customized t-shirts. Yeah, I'm not sure. Search bar me. But go type customized t-shirts. Yeah, search bar. Yeah, search bar me. Obana, I have different options. Bonnie or towel. But Ga-Dangme you all. I speak Dangme. Okay, hashtag I speak Dangme. Ga you all to boni mi infe no. I speak Ga. Hashtag I speak Ga. This is another form of promoting the language. You understand? In wo eko make it amusement park ko ni no me chata birthday. Ni mo na me na jin here in Ale Georgia. You know they be me age are you a Georgia lo ni get dabi. This is Ga from Ghana. Bona no Gemino onageno in promote language in Hale. Then I go, oh, okay, so yes, so this is a language we speak in Ghana. Oh, majority of the time, man, you say okay, okay, mokokpe, no, okay, mo ako Ghana, no, okay, no, bibu ake tiseng, bibu ake to your thing. No, bibu abo ake tiseng, no, okay, call t-shirt ne na legan, bibu ake tiseng, tiseng, dabi, I speak Ga. Nena, Ona. So you can do it. And it's very cheap. It's not expensive. Bona. Ejalawa. Ona bonini ko te Amazon. Ubanyo fi ejalawa kla. Bona. So nyawo bo amode ni wo fi eko. Ona. That was the intent ni nke fe last I think 2 years ago, right? Ni nke wo masumoni mo fe mo afi eko ni ko fe no o show video here me here ken me what promote language. So go you are Dangme. No, you are gone. You can do this. Yeah, Amazon. Ke ole ko na feel t-shirt yeah no buy. Sometimes a man me I feel a more say call it more say I mean your man me. Guys say if your t-shirt say ke okono ke ha me e ka me print out yin abo. Onap. So let's try and push this. Hashtag I speak Ga. Hashtag I speak Dangme. Akuche ke wakpa.
Mi tete
Hey.
minga mofia mo minga nyeme feni yo panele no. We wa do ake dano hani wa chon wo jomo.
Right.
Yemo kala ke mofia mo yo joba.
Your family.
Yo ni tete.
Yeah.
Ake ni jene wo ba fele bambani.
Okay.
O ji woni ni yi.
Okay.
Mi to ma bia gashi. Cheme amenu wo bulo mo ake dame mi fun. Game be mi nse. Wono ni nei.
Right.
Ni wonu ake afoni ni ache. Min bi ake chemo na achele, mini chemo achele. Min bi ake mini chemo poten achele.
Right.
Ani jeme ni ba wish you a happy new year because to be honest with you, if you more position call tashi there, you make it clear for you okay, what is the seriousness about no ya know me.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if you a player, if you like if ever wish you a happy new year, that later kwara ni semi kwara ni ba wo ne ke wo na gba mo wo ni wo feel like no ni ba na ya ba wo no. Come on, so ya boni etu eko because no bi agashi chemo na achele mini chemo ni achele.
Right.
Because I don't know can you like when you do ni when you do no go here. Na ka de sake mama wish but that's not one they no one need do. Je no ni one need do.
Arugwale.
Ni tafache kama ko efe gama noko. Ni Ga-Dangme ni abata chema here. Women na fe woni wo bi ole sani first na etios na ewu oji ona.
Right.
Jele money fe ni le ba te ni ba yue. Wo waka wona ba here.
Right.
Onimishi enna afla anna line agbena pe wona agba no ni gba wo chele.
That's right.
Onimishi wo chele won eneta ni I introduce le kono fenata wona agba ye ni di no wo chele no gba me here. Jele ba te ni ba po enwe mo first. No. Yeah. It doesn't work like that. Onimishi ni agbena we at the end of the day mini I can donate 100,000. That automatically what me and for aba pay.
Yeah.
What do you see? Because jomo come ye what cheme ko ba into me. The God transfer cancel you the magashi. I me feel money anxious to the state agashi. Kesa de kopo paponi na kan sani e ko shika ekwe amelaka bofe boni mo ke na ni mama jeme sani mo ashinoko.
That's right. Danke nongle.
O no mishi won na kan focus e agbe jeme to strategy biane ke ayewa wi polenche ni mo ba jeme no abe serious bet only e po doku agashi biane what we need those kado e won to je wona.
Right.
Ona gashi make focus na wo ona gashi noni sani abile ni eje na abile le den chamo eteshi moni le mo na fe ni le mo eteshi ta de sa hu dani noni e woni wo Ga-Dangme fu na ni ikbanwese
That's right.
You want 100,000 akegbe here. Till after the wabile question do.
Akunwo na no di we.
Dabi akegbe na. Akegbe na. What do you see? Akegbe na.
Yeah.
Because bomo sajino onake sajie ke mo go fe bonoku we. Because ni entertainment no school opportunity no be the minister ne saje PA. What do you see?
Yeah.
How only I choose the language because so many about a year and you go mini go Ghana yo mini Ghana follow here. Go Ghana follow here. Ni le about the popular language can le tell wale.
That's right.
Okay, okay, can go pony machine pony choose can machine they choose three language say but esa na ka e ka Hausa wo mi e be esa na accept o mo.
That's right.
What do we see? She wants me a fit here. Then take any language there. Abanya ka fit here.
Nakai.
Ona ke ene me ka tafata odomo mi esa. Sa no na ga shi mene me amesumo wo ma vemos. Come on, amesumo Ga-Dangme ya no ye no.
That's true. That's true.
What do we see? You want ba na ba dem ena ke Ga-Dangme fu. E baba mo chema here. Na come on, abakabo. Ona na fi agbe na yi. Ni dete. Mark my word ne. Una no na fear.
Right.
O ba ka project anya attack airport ko ene. Nka o ba ke project akwa ba de lolo.
Yeah.
Ni ya airport ne kwa airport taxi ani anga o ba ke bi bio po to mo ni what wonye me ko me ameka fe t-shirt ameka fe fine am project ni wo ba social media wo ngwa ka ni ni akwa ka sin ka cheme po te sa ka sin anga o ba ke bi bio po wo sha kwa ba ne ma jagbo ko ni wo anga o ba ke bi bio po e je me po lo.
Anyways.
What do you say?
Yeah.
Mene onake mi inje wani because when it taje meeting go to he's a politician. You know all the games
Right.
Honestly, he's a proper politician. Le game e work enya no politician ko nfe no ko ni ele boni ba fe ni politician ba nya win wo. Honestly.
Yeah.
Ni le sa de le ba gani. Because let them na ke manche ne yo sane politics sani support re na ne ba nya ma hwe do ba ya ke bale kusu mi be no le ile ba fe ya wa kura
yeah
onu mi
yeah
you want no funny politics about fe it's money e pete dem
that's right
me kwaya onu mi no je ntole de ko no je ntole ne ko
yeah
una ni
anyways
you want like can you fit the kusu na polence he don't care
yes and
J sanani ya ke suni ele alona gba aka mu ba pa gamante be ba de ataje no be no be ngo gama ko mana dabi ngo gama we ataje o ba chele for e ba me bo na ka me chele e we na si akeba ke ni ka ni ete na che ka fi ata dana ke bo no awo mi o ka fi ata no bo ago no awo mi e oni no te sinu ano ye onu bisi afa te ba bi o ko se mi no ka fi ata mi no apa wo mi dabi mi no ke afi ata mi no apa wo mi
yeah
yep ausa ke da te no chi e gara mami dangba ni ke da te no chi e gara mami gana yomo enyo ni chi pa ji gakechi yomo enyo ni chi ni gakechi no ni gakechi da na wo ke wo no ne ke wi mo na ye una ni chi bi ke dangba ni bi ete na ame ma wi mo yi una ni gana bi chi bi ete ame ke I will be na ame ma wi mo no una ni
yeah
ona ke no fear no na fear fe ka jo come your tribalism is part of it
yeah
onu mi say tribalism is part of it because what you mo America one try what you mo
yeah
come on America one try what you nke na ka aruna ko batale come on nke bro ba ase nke come on wonye me na me yemi tabi ameheya mi
that's right Asia
nke bo no ko ameheya mi no mo ka ko ba dia me so na
that's right
anyway
that's right cheme ga me min da je fe shi
Toma bia kashi tete ya Hausa baje me kasa nene how and Hausa is from northern Nigeria
right
tete ya baje how Mama, it doesn't make sense to me it doesn't make sense you know about Ali Hausa why Ghana
yeah
it's originally from Nigeria northern Nigeria Papa Hausa only pure Hausa so what was your name what was your name really I don't know yeah no so by I'm not speaking English
that's right
yeah we know the whole yeah no so by ko I don't know Ga-Dangme sport no buwa me oh sorry
right so that's right mean that you finish you wala don ake what's that work back in what obasa obaba be you wala don I think I get war makwe I'm contemplating whether what you demolitions and allow something else we'll see and it actually get cheme ba you work but thank you guys so much like I said the fight continues it's I mean if it's not been obvious to you ake agenda Gino ni ya no I hope ake nibi kome ye ni agbe no na ake agenda G no ni ya no it's an fight against that particular agenda koni wonye wodomo shoduba so nyefenye yiwala don obakpe bi e wonye fenye ge wojuno nyuma ajo nyefen ekun thank you guys so much bye bye